If you want to learn how to create a WordPress website from scratch, then you have come to the right place, because in this video, I'm going to show you a timeless strategy to do exactly that. We're going to go through and we're going to set up a WordPress website from scratch, starting with absolutely nothing. This is a timeless strategy that has worked for me since 2006, and it's going to keep working into the future because the strategy that we're using is fundamental to the way WordPress works. There are tools that come and go, and I've tried a lot of them in the past, but often they finally get to a point where they break and they no longer work. However, this strategy is guaranteed to work now, it's guaranteed to work into the future, and I still use it to set up new websites today. So the first thing that we're going to need is hosting, and we're going to need a domain name. Now, I recommend Arvixe for my hosting for a lot of reasons, but firstly, they're the cheapest out there, and secondly, they give you a free domain name, so that makes it even cheaper, but they've got great service, great uptime, all of that sort of stuff. So we're going to go to arvixe.com, or you can go to pelt.co/hosting, which is my affiliate link for Arvixe. Won't cost you any more, but I really appreciate it if you do that. So if I go to pelt.co/hosting, that is going to bring us to Arvixe's homepage. Now, what we're going to want to do is click on this big green button that says View Plans. And there's two different plans here, the Personal Class and the Pro. The only main difference is how many domains you can get. As most of us won't need more than 6 domains, we can go with a cheaper one. So let's go ahead and click on the Order Now button. The next step is to choose your domain name and then go through the checkout process. So if we look here, the hosting plan has Personal Class. The billing cycle you can change. Now, if you want to put as little money up front, I suggest the monthly, which is $7 a month. And I'm going to give you a coupon code to get that even cheaper for your first month. If you want the cheapest, then go the biannually, which is every 2 years. It works out to $3.40 per month over the 2 years if you want to go with that with my coupon code. Okay, so for this example, I'm just going to go with the monthly. We now need to choose our domain name. So this is where your website's going to live. So let me just go ahead and check one. So I'm going to go with PELT example, because that's the example website we're going to be creating. So let's go ahead and check that that's available. All right, congratulations, it's available. I'm going to untick this because we don't need that. So go ahead and click save. And even though this says $9.95, it's actually free for Arvixe, okay? So that's set in. We now need to enter in some billing information. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've entered my billing information. You can now pay by credit card or PayPal. I'm going to go with PayPal. Scroll down, enter your security question, skip over these additional services as we don't need these. We're then going to go and enter a coupon code to save ourselves some money. So we're going to use the coupon code PELT discount, so PELT discount. And if I go ahead and click apply, then you'll see we get a 20% discount off our first invoice. Make sure that you confirm and agree to the terms and conditions, and then go ahead and place your order. So the order is now processing and has now completed successfully. It's taking us through to PayPal, so I'm going to go ahead and check out with PayPal, and then I can go ahead and agree and continue. So after I checked out, I got sent here, which is weird because it said payment success, but then it's asking me to fill in the form again. But I did get a whole bunch of emails, one of which was saying, look, thanks for signing up. Here's your details, the login, and I got a whole bunch of confirmations. So it did work, and the next step is to log into your cPanel. Okay, the cPanel is like the back end of your hosting where you're going to manage all your files and everything, and we're going to be doing a fair bit in that, so this is important. Okay, so we got this email from Arvixe, which is important. We're going to have to go to this address, customers.arvixe.com. I'm going to go to that address and log in using the details that are provided for me in this email. Okay, so I've logged in. I can see my services here. Go ahead and click on the service that you just purchased, and then scroll down the bottom and you're going to see this log into cPanel. So go ahead and click on that, and that's going to take you to your cPanel, which is this here. This is the back end of your website. and this just has everything that you need to manage your website and to set up your WordPress account. The first thing we're going to do inside the cPanel is to add a MySQL database. Now, if you don't know what this means, don't worry. You don't need to know what it means. It's really hard to explain, so there's really no point explaining it. But basically, scroll down and find this MySQL databases section and go ahead and click on that. We're now going to go ahead and create a database. So you get to name this whatever you want. I'm going to name it after my website, which is simply PELT example, and go ahead and click create database. We can see the database has been added. Go ahead, click the go back button. It's now really important that we add a user to the database, and we don't have any users yet, so we need to create one. So let's go ahead and create one. My name is Ryan, so let's go ahead and use my name, and then I'll click create user. We've created our user. Let's click go back again. And now what we need to do is add that user to our database. So we can see add user to database. We've got Ryan adding to that database. Go ahead and click add. We then want to select all privileges and click make changes. Now, this probably doesn't make sense to you, but don't worry. I still don't know what an SQL database is. I don't know why we have to do this, but I just know that it worked. Once we've done that, that's good, okay? We can go ahead and go back home. The next step is to go to wordpress.org and download the WordPress file. So let's go to wordpress.org, okay? Make sure you go to .org, not .com. And we just want to click on download WordPress. Here's download 4.4. It may be different by the time you get around to this. We'll go ahead and download it. We want this zip file. Okay, so WordPress is now downloading. The next step is to upload the zip file to our website and extract it. So what we're going to do is back in our cPanel, we're going to go to the file manager. Okay, we want to log into the web root, which happens by default. And the file manager, these are like all the files on our website. So at the moment, it's just this folder, CGI bin, what's inside it? Nothing. Okay, so if I go to my website, just to show you peltexample.com, then we'll see this is my website. There's that folder and there's nothing in it. Well, it's forbidden, so we can't see it. But basically, these are all the files on your site. We don't need this one, so let's go ahead and delete that. And we're now going to upload the WordPress file that we just downloaded. So click choose file, go ahead and find the WordPress file you just downloaded, click open, and that will now begin uploading. When it's uploaded, it will then say complete down the bottom, and you can go ahead and just exit out of this one. We'll go ahead and click the reload button, and we can see our zip file there. We now need to extract it, so go ahead, click on it, and then up the top, click this extract button, and then just click extract files. And so basically this just takes the zip file and turns it into a whole bunch of folders. Now at the moment it's in WordPress, so this would appear on our site, peltexample.com/WordPress, but I want it to be on my main site, so we're going to go ahead and move a couple of files around to do that. So to do that, we're going to go into this folder. We're then going to highlight all of these things, click move file, and then where it says public HTML, we're going to get rid of that /WordPress on the end. Click move files, and they've now all been moved to our main site. You can go ahead and you can delete these WordPress ones if you want. You don't have to do that, but you can. Okay, so now we have all the files we need for our WordPress website. We just need to connect this website with that SQL database that we set up. And to do that, we need to edit this file, the WP config example file. Now, this may seem overwhelming, but don't worry, it's really easy to do, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is rename this file. So let's click on it, and we need to rename it to WP config, okay? So get rid of that sample and click rename file. Okay, that's easy enough. We now need to edit some of the code. Again, it may seem overwhelming, but don't worry, it's really easy. Click on it, and then click the code editor up here, then click the edit button. This is now going to open the code, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do. And it's actually made really easy for us because it's in blue, and it's just these first 3 things in blue that we need to adjust. So how do we know what our database name and our username and our password are? Well, go back into your cPanel, which is here, and go back to your MySQL databases, and we can see here is our database. We can just simply highlight that. We can go ahead and copy it. And then when we're editing the code where it says database name here, we go ahead and we paste that in. Now, it's very important that if you have something like PELT exam underscore at the front, that you do include that. You don't want just the username at the end. It seems a bit confusing, but for some reason, you need to do that. We now need our username. And again, we can go back and we can see this privileged user here. Let's just go ahead and we'll copy that. And then back in our code editor where it says username here, go ahead and delete that, and we're going to paste in our username. And so the password is just the same password for when you created this user. So when we went here and we added a new user and put in this password, that's the same password that we need to put in here. Once we've done all of that, go ahead and click the save button. We can see success, that's now been saved, so we can exit out of that. And we are almost done, guys. All we need to do now is go to yourwebsite.com/WP-admin, but replace yourwebsite.com with your actual website. So I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to go to peltexample.com/WP-admin and go ahead and click enter. If you've done everything correctly, you should get a page that looks like this where you can choose your language. So obviously I'm going to choose English. Go ahead and click continue, and you can then enter some basic information about your website. Now, don't worry, you can change the site title in the future. I'm just going to do PELT example. Username, just choose anything that's not admin. Don't choose admin because that opens you up to spam attacks. So choose anything else. I'll just choose Ryan Mac. Okay, password you can set yourself or you can let them set it for you, and then go ahead and put in your email address, and this can be any email address that you want. Now, if you want your website to appear in Google, make sure you do not tick this button. Some people have ticked this button and then they're like, why aren't I in Google? So don't tick it. Then go ahead, click the install WordPress button, and bam, WordPress is now installed. If I go to peltexample.com, we've now got a WordPress website on there that is created, and we can begin adding content and playing around with it. If I go to peltexample.com/WP-admin, I can then go and log in using those details that I just set for myself. And this is to log into the back end of WordPress. I can now go ahead and create a post by going to posts and clicking add new. And I'll just quickly show you new post and then content for my post. And let's go ahead and publish that really quickly. And if I go back to peltexample.com and I refresh that page, we can see my new post with content is there. So that's exactly how to create a WordPress website from scratch using my timeless strategy. Now, our website doesn't look amazing at the moment, and there are a lot of things that you can do to make this website your own, to add awesome content to it, to format that content, to change the theme and the look of your website. If you want to learn all about WordPress and how to use WordPress, then I suggest you check out my beginner's guide to WordPress at pelt.co/WordPress, and you can go through all the tutorials there, learn about WordPress, and learn how to use it. If you want, you can download a checklist of all the steps that we went through to set up our WordPress website from scratch. You can check that out. Just go to pelt.co/website. You can see the video there. Download the checklist. You can also ask questions in the comment section over there. And don't forget, if you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, as it helps more people to find this video, and hopefully we can get more people set up with their awesome websites. Thanks, guys, and until next time, keep learning.